Tom. I appreciate you making it out here to talk about Saturday's event. So this it was a Moms for Liberty event, but it was also Brave Books, right?
That's correct, yep.
So tell me what your role was in this event.
So my role was to try to tell people about it, first and foremost, also to say the Pledge of Allegiance, to give a prayer, and to ask God for wisdom in what we were about to embark on, and also to promote what I believe are the values of nearly every parent, and that is that they want their children to grow up understanding the world well, with wisdom, and to be nurtured, to know what to think about the world as well. And so that was the baseline goal.
Tell us about the books that were read.
So the books that were read really portray reality, that boys are boys and girls are girls, that truth is real and exists, that truth isn't relative or subjective, and that ultimately we can know things to be true, that emotions don't dictate reality, but rather we can depend on science.
Mm-hmm.
We can depend on the things that we've always known to be true ever since humanity has existed, and history has agreed on this. And it's just a rebolstering of the fundamental nature of humanity, really. And then in so doing, how should we treat each other in that? And how then should we act when the culture vulture was one of the characters in the book, and culture vulture tried to tell people things that weren't true. And this is much like peer pressure when you're in school, or when you get out into the big world, you have all these different voices, and people try to pressure you into doing things that aren't right. So that, I think, was the general thrust of the books.
The Minneapolis Star-Tribune said that Moms for Liberty, one of the groups that partnered with Brave Books, are extremists. Did you get any kind of sense that the people there were extremists, the people leading the event?
No, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's clear that the Star-Tribune has a agenda in that. They want to portray, much like much of the media does, a narrative that just isn't true. So they lie and deceive the masses because, look, there were almost 100 people there. They were extremely kind, extremely gracious, very loving. Moms for Liberty cares so much about children that they would spend much of the upcoming weeks organizing this event on a Saturday, a nice, really beautiful Saturday afternoon. So there's an element of sacrifice. These women care deeply about children. They love them. They want to nurture them. And that was their fundamental motivation for doing this. And I think it's really egregious when people with agendas will try to play the moral high ground or do the virtue signaling stuff when in actuality they're lying, they're deceiving. And it's really unfortunate that that's what the Star Tribune has done with this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that this event was a great contrast to the drag queen story hours that you're seeing more and more across the nation. What this was a wholesome opportunity to read kids just regular books, I think, with a good message, by the way, that you're okay the way that you are. God made you unique with all your functions, that everyone has unique gifts that we should be able to use. We shouldn't try to change ourselves in any kind of way.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And the more that I talk to different age groups and demographics, it's clear that older ages that haven't heard and don't ascribe to the propaganda that the Star Tribune would push, they see these drag queen story hours and just wonder what in the world is going on. This is some of the craziest stuff we've ever seen. Men dressed up like women in the craziest of outfits, reading to little children whose minds should be nurtured and protected with love and grace and kindness, and not exposed to extremely confusing ideologies. So, no, I really think that Star Tribune should issue an apology to the Moms for Liberty and apologize for demonizing a really wholesome group.
As you saw at the event, Brave Books has dozens of publications, maybe more. Would you purchase any of those books for your kids?
Absolutely. We actually have purchased some of them. We actually just that day subscribed to their monthly book club, and you get a couple different items there when you subscribe to that. But we're very excited to continue to read these books to our children and be consistent in really what we've taught them from a young age. So what I experienced at the event was children interacting with a really nice and experienced story reader who deeply cared about the children and wanted to convey a truthful and honest message to them about who boys are, who girls are, that people can be confident, children can be confident in who they are and how God made them, and likewise, the things that they may face. The things that they may face when they go to school or out in the world, people that want to deceive them and tell them that there's something that they aren't, that scientifically we know that a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. So these fundamental teachings are there to bolster these kids and help them have the confidence that they need to go out into the world and be successful, and likewise to be kind and loving to those that they see around them.
Yeah. Well, it's clear that the moms who were involved put a lot of time and effort into planning the event, and I know they were very excited to know that you were helping out to lead the Pledge of Allegiance and the prayer. So thank you for that. That was very cool to see.
I forgot, we brought the snacks.
Yeah, and you brought the snacks.
We brought
right?
180 fruit snack bags and some Aussie Bites, and the kids didn't take the Aussie Bites. They took the fruit snacks.
I grew up eating those Aussie Bites. My mom would get them from Costco all the time. Yeah, they are good. Mm-hmm. Well, cool. That's all I had. So thanks, Tom. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it as well. Thank you.